All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our June Roundtable, which I can't tell you exactly how excited I am. I was up all night saying, I'm excited for this information because I did get a sneak peek at some of the slides. So we have everybody back from Open Networking. We have a couple of little housekeeping things to talk about, and then we're going to just turn it over to some of our presenters. When our presenters are speaking, I highly recommend you change your view mode to speaker mode, so that way you can pay more attention, obviously, to the speaker and don't have the distraction of seeing everybody. First thing is, as always, guys, and especially in this virtual time that we have right now, we ask that everybody try to check in with a picture if you can. You all know I'm a little bit of a dork about that. So real quick, if everyone can turn on their camera, if you would like to be in the picture, I'm going to have everybody smile into their camera in just a moment. But as you guys do checking in with a picture is always helpful. Checking in at your chapter or BNI main and then tagging the event also is wonderful. So if everyone can smile right into their camera, that would be great. Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. All right, so next is, and when we do check in, and this goes for your weekly chapter meetings also, this helps your chapter way more than I can even tell you, which I'm sure you're going to be hearing about a little bit today, but make sure you're using some of our regular hashtags, BNI main, now more than ever, Givers Gain, and then obviously your business name and or your chapter name. We always start every single meeting with a core value, and today I will have Niels tell us his favorite core value and why.
Like we were connected there, I was hearing it. Today, definitely, obviously, for Roundtable, lifelong learning. We're always learning. We have 4 great presenters today. I was looking at the slides as I was building the PowerPoint, and talk about lifelong learning. I was learning things going through the slides. So you're really in, for a treat today. A lot of things that none of us thought about or knew, all from different angles. So lifelong learning is definitely my core value.
Excellent. And then because we can't pass around a form that has everybody's name on it, and taking everybody's information during open networking can be difficult. If you have a moment, Niels, can you go ahead and put right in the chat how we'd love everyone just to check in on the chat so people can reach out and get people's information. You will all have the presenter's information, so you don't have to worry about that. Please don't hit enter between every single thing that you're entering as far as your information goes, because it will be very hard for people to put that together. But Niels will go ahead and put an example in the chat in just a moment. And if everyone could go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat, that would be fantastic. So without further ado, guys, today we have 4 amazing speakers. We have Leanne Huey, owner of New England Marketing Solutions, talking about just beginning basics of Facebook and a great where to start and what to do. For somebody who doesn't have a lot of information or doesn't have a lot of knowledge around Facebook, this is going to be great. Then we have Sarah Sullivan, owner of Story Silo Media. She's going to be talking about the proper uses of images and also how to use a social media calendar, which I'll tell you right now is one of my, I'm just so excited to hear her talk about, because as much as I'm posting on so many different business pages on a daily basis, I really could use some tips around the social media calendar to make it more consistent. So I'm excited about that. We also have Mary St. Pierre with Town Square Media. She's done a couple of roundtables with us in the past and has always been very well received. She's going to talk about the algorithms behind our posts and what we're doing, if it's helping, if it's not helping, if it's doing nothing, if it's hurting us. So she's going to kind of fill us in a little bit more on that information. And then Paula Mahoney with Words at Work is going to end our roundtable today and talk about content and hashtag creation and do's and don'ts around different content and hashtags, which I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll see a post that has like 50 hashtags on it. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know if they're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. And if they're doing the right thing, I'm definitely doing it wrong. So I'm really excited to hear Paula talk about that also. So each person has 15 minutes. And we're going to go ahead and start with Miss Leanne Huey.
Cal,
Yes.
in your introduction.
Oh, and real quick, guys, they don't know that we did this. All right, so real quick, just a little bit of information, something funny about, or something good about Leanne. Leanne joined BNI in 2011. She's also on our DMA team as a launch specialist and is working on a launch chapter in Orono right now. She has logged hundreds of one-to-ones across the state and also does them in Florida, which she is down there quite often with her amazing husband, Alan. I think when Niels was trying to add them all up from your different accounts, Leanne, it was like 400 and something, I believe. Niels, is that right? It was a crazy amount of one-to-one, so it was awesome. So Leanne, take it over.
Well, thank you. I had no idea they add up that quick. That's where success comes from referral partners. Thank you, everyone. Well, my name is Leanne, and just so you know, point out, get my phone number not from the screen, but from the chat. It's 951-7457. So when Niels and Kelly reached out to me and asked me just to go back to the basics of Facebook, you'd be amazed at the number of people out there who really do not go back to the basics of Facebook. Now, Niels, are you sharing the slide? Thank you. Facebook can be quite overwhelming sometimes, use several different ways to use it. So I just basically took this and put it all together so you guys could see step by step from the very beginning of, I want to build a Facebook page. Go ahead, Niels. Years ago, back in 2008, who remembers MySpace and had a MySpace page? Okay. That was like the first big thing with Facebook after AOL dial-up was MySpace. Back then, Facebook was still called the Facebook. And bio said, check out my MySpace page. It's way better than Facebook. Well, where's MySpace today? Facebook's definitely taken over. Go ahead, Niels. So let's go back to the real basics. You're going to go on to Google, Yahoo, your search engine, and you're going to type in facebook.com. And you're going to go in there, and basically on the home page, you're going to click on that you want to join Facebook. You're going to fill out your first name, your last name, your mobile phone number, an email password, birthday, and your gender. And you press sign up. And your birthday is usually month and day, it's not the year. And you just press sign up. It's actually that simple. If you have not ever dove into Facebook, because you're like, I'm not going to go into the social media platform, now more than ever, this is where you can grow your business along with BNI is in Facebook. A real important part of setting up your Facebook is your privacy settings. After you signed up for a Facebook account, you can adjust your privacy settings to control who can see your profile and information. For instance, Al Huey's on the call right now. I actually manage his Facebook hotel pages for him, and I have those set up so when you get that person that comes in and starts to put things on a Facebook chat or anything, you can actually block that person and stop that negativity from continuing in your Facebook page. If you don't want your ex-mother-in-law to see what you have going on, you can block her out. So it's really kind of fun to be able to set your privacy settings to what you want. In order to do that, you follow these 4 simple steps to change your privacy settings. You're going to click on the downward pointing arrow that's located on the top right-hand corner of your newly created Facebook page. You're going to click on settings, which is down in the left sidebar where they call it a skyscraper. And then you're going to set who's allowed to see your past and your future posts. You can also control how many people can find you and contact you. Personalization is really, really important with your profile. I particularly like to have my dogs there because pets and kids always attract attention. And as you can see, one dog's really brown-eyed, one's really blue-eyed. So I get a lot of response from people with my new dog, Blue, as well as Chance. Odds are there's probably someone on Facebook who has the exact same name as you. Even if you have a unique name, they may have an exact same name. You want to differentiate yourself from the rest of the world and stand out. You also want to pick a really good profile picture. How do you want the world to see you? Do you want to look professional? Do you want to have, you can put little labels on there. I have one now more than ever, BNI. I really want to help businesses grow. So I put that out there so everybody who sees me knows I am a proud member of BNI, and I want that opportunity to open up the dialogue to get them to ask me, what is this BNI thing? So I do a lot of that through Facebook. So really, really focus on your profile picture, and especially if it's going to represent your business, you want to have it look professional. Choosing a cover photo, click the camera right in your profile picture. When you first set up your Facebook, the upper left-hand corner, you will see a little tiny camera. You're going to click on that. What you want to do is save any pictures to your desktop or on your device that you're building your Facebook page with. You can use an iPhone or anything else or a tablet. Click on that camera, save those pictures that you want, and set that profile picture to what you'd like it to be. My recommendation is change up your profile, your cover picture, cover photo often to keep it fresh and exciting, and it will constantly give you something new for people to comment, like, share, and to keep in touch with you. Updating your profile, you want to click on the About. Your profile is just as important on Facebook as it is in BNI's Connect's profile, in your online profile. You want people to know where you went to school, college, education. Some people may not want them to know that. I do, because I connect through business that way for New England Marketing Solutions. You can talk about basic family relationships. If you're not comfortable putting kids and things of that sort on there, because our world is a unique world now, that's okay too. You don't have to put that information in. But make sure your details, life events that you've done, maybe there's been awards, even your notable networkers you get from your BNI chapters. That's a great thing to put into your BNI profile, into your Facebook profile. Another great thing is you hear Kelly and Nielsen in your chapters, link in following public pages. That brands you for who you are. Celebrities, sport teams, publications maybe that you read in order to grow your business that you want to share with others. The best way to do this is by searching for them on Facebook and liking or following their public page, which will have a blue verified check mark next to their name. After you like or follow their page, you'll start to see their updates in your newsfeed. So the more you like, the busier your newsfeed is going to be, and you're able to get information from places that help to grow your business. Your timeline, that's a digital log of where you've been. When you're checking your timeline and you want to see things you've posted, you're going to want to click on at the very blue bar at the very top, left-hand side where your little profile picture is, click on your name. That's just going to show your timeline. That's what you're going to want to do. Your status updates, uploaded photos and videos, and the photos you're tagged in will appear on your timeline. And you can go back and find things. A lot of times it gets lost in the news feed in your general page. That's how you'll find things that you had posted and you want to share with others again. All of these different things that are colored right now and highlighted are all things that you can do to get more attention to your Facebook post. With status updates, you can share text with 15 different colored backgrounds. Those are available. You can use photos or videos. My mother is 75 years old and she just got a Facebook page. My 9-year-old nephew set it up for my mom. And I had to chuckle because every morning I get a GIF message from my mother. She's figured out how to use those GIFs. She's also figured out how to use stickers and links. She's 75 years old and she's doing this and she loves it. I'm thankful she's doing this because she's been social distanced at home and this has connected her to the world and the family. She loves it. Put feelings and activities. Share how you're currently feeling. If you're having a hard day, reach out to people and say, I'm feeling kind of blue. Or you could put the happy, excited, like when I got the hole-in-one. I wish they had a golfer one there. I would have had a blast. Kelly and Niels are always saying in your chapter presidents and your social media people and your chapters, check in. If you're at a great restaurant, check into that restaurant. If you're at your chapter meeting, check in. If you've had a great experience in Maine, check in and tell people what you've got going on. Share that experience with others. Tag your friends. You can click on the picture and in the upper right-hand corner, it looks like a little shopping tag. You can actually click on that and pick your friends as you get them and put their name in there and tag your friends and it'll attach to their timeline. You can tag events. You can ask for recommendations. If you're looking to grow your BNI chapter or you're looking to get more referral resources, this is where you can go in and ask for recommendations and say, I'm looking for an electrician. I'm looking for a carpenter. I need a florist, a baker, whatever it might be. You will get a lot of response from people on Facebook. You can create polls where you want to ask questions. What's going on? What's the best restaurant to eat at in a certain area, Ellsworth? Or maybe you're going to Florida. You can create a poll and ask, where did you guys eat in Disney when you visited there? You can support nonprofits. Every year on my birthday, I support a different nonprofit because I don't want gifts. I want people to give to these nonprofits to help them with their causes. Also, you can do Facebook stories. Stories are so much different. That is content that you want to save and for people to see. It preserves it there so that people can see your story and it doesn't get lost in your timeline. Facebook Live is my favorite where you can go on. You want to make sure you know what your background is and what's happening, but it's fun. It's kind of like watching YouTube videos, but they're live. Something's going on. It's a beautiful sunset, or someone caught a fish and it's a great moment and you want to share that family moment with everybody, or there's somebody you want to recognize in a business that's just done something phenomenal and it's one of your employees. You can recognize them Facebook Live right then and post it as long as you have their permission to do that. So to do a live broadcast on your Facebook account, I've circled in the red circle where you go to do a comment. Just click on that little live camera, give it a few minutes to get onto your data for your device or onto the Wi-Fi. Wait just a few minutes, and then you can begin your live feed. And now more than ever, you can do things expressing what you need. The one thing I want to ask you and want to tell you, the worst thing you can do on Facebook when you build a page to lose credibility is to start selling to people on Facebook. Don't sell to people. Build relationships with people. That's why it is social media. If you want to sell to them, I'll give you at the end one thing you can do. In the box that says what's on your mind, click on that live video, have fun with it, keep it family friendly, and keep it professional. You can, go ahead, you're all set. Go ahead, Niels. Messenger, that's my #1 way to communicate. My Messenger's on all the time. If somebody needs to reach me for anything, be it work or family, they know if they Facebook message me, I am there. I have over 10,000 emails a week that come into my email, trying to keep them balanced. I have found Facebook Messenger to be my best communication from my personal preference to communicate with the outside world. You can access Messenger right at the right-hand corner on the top of your Facebook page. It looks like a little lightning bolt inside one of those thought bubbles. You can press on new message, type in your friend's name or brand name, or maybe you're looking to reach out to some people in a particular town or an area, and you can start searching for people and send out a message to look what you need to find people. Maybe you want to set up one-to-ones this way. When you message your friends or group on Facebook Messenger, You can upload pictures, videos, files from your computer, as well as stickers, GIFs, emojis, and it's also private between you and that person or the small group that you've brought in there. You can also use Facebook as a phone and video calling. That is pretty amazing. My grandchildren use this with me all the time. I have been staying connected with my grandkids through video calling. They'll call me up and ask questions on video call. Can we come to camp? Can we do this? Can you call my mom and ask her this at work? It's crazy how much the video calling is. I've also done one-to-ones through Facebook video calling, and it's worked very well. You can set up events on Facebook. The events page on Facebook will show any upcoming events that are popular with your Facebook friends and have been set up by the groups that you belong to. In the beginning of the presentation, we talked about liking those groups, and that will get you connected with them. And I think Mary will explain how that works later. Your groups, I have several groups on my Facebook and my Messenger that I'm able to communicate with certain people on my Messenger just for a particular project that I'm working on. If it's at work, as soon as COVID hit with my husband's hotels, I set up a private group for all of his staff that was called COVID-19 Confidential Employee Chat Room. So they had a place to go to support each other. So those are really, really private, and they're also very easy to maintain and keep track of. Other useful features on Facebook. This is where you can sell to people on Facebook. Take advantage of Facebook Marketplace. Video streaming in Marketplace is awesome. You can go on there. I've set up where I've received college students for Allen's Hotels. I've received college students that needed dorm rooms, doctors that needed places to stay. I've also helped promote my travel app on there. This is where you sell on Facebook. I highly recommend you set up a marketplace in these tough times and start to reach out to your local areas this way. Big important thing, like, comment, or share. How many people have seen the prizes? You're going to win this big RV if you like, comment, or share. Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's a scam, but it is a marketing campaign that businesses will use. Don't just like it, react to it. Everybody gives a thumbs up all the time. Use a heart, do an emoji. Use a GIF if you can. That changes how they get attention with their Facebook page and for their businesses. Checking in, they put this little cartoon thing here. Everyone was very impressed by your last Facebook check-in. That's what we want in BNI. Check into your chapter meetings. Have fun. If you have some pictures of when we all used to get together, in the room, send back those throwback Thursdays. Use hashtags. Hashtag your business name. Hashtag your chapter name. Hashtag now more than ever. Hashtag BNI Maine. That will help get business for all of us. That's a giver's gain philosophy. We want to be able to do that. So be sure to check in. There you've got it. I know this was a really quick, deep dive into using Facebook and the basics of it, and I hope this will help build your social media presence and allow you to better connect with your friends, family, and favorite brands, and most of all, your BNI referral partners and members. Happy social networking. We're going to grow forward together. I want you to make today awesome.
And there's Leanne's information for anyone who wants to take that down. Leanne, thank you so much. That was fantastic. Quick deep dive in, and it's a lot of information for 15 minutes. So that was perfect. All right, next we have Miss Sarah Sullivan, and she is going to be talking about obviously images and the calendar, which I'm super excited about. Just so those of you who don't know Sarah, she's part of one of our newer chapters. She's joined BNI right now in 2020 and is part of BNI Down East, or Down East BNI in Ellsworth. Her chapter launched just last month, and this is actually the second time that she is participating as a guest presenter in our roundtables. She received amazing reviews and feedback last time, so we definitely wanted to have her back this time. So Sarah, I am passing it over to you.
Hey you guys, happy Monday. Hopefully this will kickstart your week so you have some knowledge and you're able to kind of adapt with your business as these times change. We all have felt it. So making sure that we're posting positive things, just like Leanne said, is really important moving forward. So today I'm going to be talking about the generating leads with quality images and creating a posting schedule to make your life so much easier for social media. So identifying what platforms to be on as a business owner is usually where we start. But a lot of my clients, they're asking me, all right, now that I've identified the platforms I'm supposed to be on, where do I go from there? And I would say images. Images and the content that you put out there is really important. So the power of imagery. Okay, so posts with visuals receive 94% more page visits and engagements than those without. That's a huge percentage right there. I'm sure that if we were in a room and I asked the question, how many people here check their Facebook at least once a day? More than 94% of you would be raising your hand for sure. Facebook posts with quality images typically receive more than twice as many comments as those without. So as you can see in my example, there is a profile picture, and I'm sure you've seen this scrolling on your Facebook feed. It's blurry, it's pixelated. It kind of looks like every other not late 90s, early 2000s photo that you've seen captured. And then we have the one on the right-hand side. The gentleman looks really approachable. You could probably say, wow, that looks a lot like Bob. Let's say his name's Bob. That looks just like him. It's showing his personality through the shot, and it speaks directly to you. Right there, to me, that gentleman, which is why I chose this image, looks very trustworthy, and he looks very personable as well. So while a good visual can grab your customer's attention, a bad one can cause them to dismiss your content completely. So what's considered bad? Again, images that are blurry, pixelated, maybe a little too dark, or a little too stock photo imagery. So you don't want to use a photo of somebody that nobody knows for your business page. You probably want to capture either yourself or whoever is in front of your customers all day, an employee. So for some of these slides, I've actually used my clients. So before I worked with a financial firm right here in Bangor, they had an outdated, blurry, kind of unsaturated, typical group photo of themselves. Now they are a great family-owned business. And then we decided to take their profile picture to the next level. I said, all right, we're gonna optimize your online presence. We're gonna bring some crisp color and some more personality, and to really represent you as your family and as a brand. So part of their brand is that they are a family, they're trustworthy, and they're educated. So we captured an image that really spoke to that for their profile picture. It's more vibrant, it's on brand, it's crisp, it's memorable, it's professional, approachable, knowledgeable, and it even has the same colors that are in their logo. So all of human communication is 93% visual. 2/3 of all stimuli reach the brain through the visual system, and our brain processes visual information 60,000 times faster than text alone. So think of how often you're scrolling through your feed and you continue right past maybe something that's just a text post. That's because a photo or graphic or video just has a little bit more pull to the eye and you remember it. So this is another client of mine, Miss Linda. She's actually joined here today. She's a wellness mentor. She's very talented. We were working on, she said, Sarah, help me out. We need to work on my online presence. Another important part about creating a posting schedule and creating content that's engaging is having professional or quality, and you can do this at home. You can have your friend take a picture of you as long as it's well lit and it shows your personality and or what your product or service is, just representing you. So beforehand, she had taken a photo from her, I think it was her cell phone, that it wasn't as quality lit. And when we get in front of a computer or a camera, and we usually feel pretty awkward, especially if we were trying to take a selfie. Some of us can feel kind of like, does this look right? And so after, we decided to do a photo shoot, take some quality professional images of her, really have it represent her as a person, and she is her brand as an entrepreneur and what she does. People see her every day, so they're going to associate her with her brand. So we did some images that really represent her as a person, and it has received a great engagement. As you can tell, 115 likes and counting, 41 comments. So that's really great in comparison to the other image that she had starting out. It was three likes, and it wasn't as on brand and didn't get her message across as to what she does. So this is another good visual of ClearPoint Capital, that financial firm I was talking to you about. This was kind of what they had before. It was pixelated, blurry, hard to read. And then after, we had this wonderful crisp image. So don't just throw anything up for the sake of having a visual. Make sure it's good quality and relevant to your brand. It will help your business feel more professional and legitimate to your customer's eye. So this is definitely crisp, it's on brand, and it's memorable. Now for the fun part, creating a posting schedule. Posting schedules allow for time management. So do what you're good at, master what you need to succeed easily. So creating a posting calendar can be easy. You can go right on a Google document and you can choose 3 to 4 days out of the week that you want to post. Let's say you want to post Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday for your business. That makes life a lot easier, especially if you have an inventory of images to pull from or content that you feel like would represent your industry really well that you'd like to share. Maybe that's an article, or maybe that is a friend's post or supporting something positive that's happening downtown in your community. Number 2, ideal client. So who is your target audience? What demographic are they in? Get specific. What does your perfect customer do? What are some of their hobbies that they do, that you do, that you could relate with? Being genuine and posting what your company is doing, what the employees are doing. Maybe it's a company party. Maybe it's your dog, like Leanne was saying, but putting that little bit of human touch, that personal touch into your content that you're posting about really, really helps as well. Build trust. Show your audience how passionate you are about your business, product, or service. Your company's values and culture will attract the type of client you want to see. Engagement analysis is also really important. This is something that a lot of people say that they want to see more of, right? So if they're going to make an investment into their social media, then, or into a product or service, they want to make sure that they're getting their money's worth for that. So you're actually able to, and Facebook allows you to, and Instagram as well, look at your insights for your audience, seeing what times of the day that they're on. And it will be very specific. It will go to the hour of the day, the day of the week, and that will really help you plan your posts. The first couple months of having a posting schedule, you're going to be tweaking it, right? Because you're seeing what works and what does not work. What content you're putting out there is going to receive 3 likes, or what content you're putting out there is going to receive 115 likes, and then kind of going from there and creating it. So it's kind of a never-ending process, but it gets stronger and stronger and really helps your business grow organically. So the social media platforms are free space to showcase your business, and they actually show what it is that is working and what it is that is not working for you. Last but not least, be consistent. Success on social media is not going to happen overnight. Having consistency in the brand's message that you put it out into the digital world is key. And it also creates top of mind awareness of your brand. If you're online and you're seeing a a cup of coffee, and you're seeing it over and over again from a brand. I know that we have Coffee Hound on here today. It's really important that, you know, you're posting consistently, because your audience now is saying, oh, I see it, I keep seeing it, I need to go check that out. Where you're going to be top of mind when they're coming up in they're having a conversation, you're going to come up into that conversation if coffee gets brought up. Oh, I've been seeing this post, I saw it like 5 times. And the thing about this is you're not going to be you're not going to want to post more than 2 times a day, or more than 3 to 4 times a week, which means try to stray away from posting 3 times a day or 2 times within a couple hours. People don't want to get overloaded with content, but they want to see something exciting and something that they can relate to and something that they can comment on. Because again, it's about sharing, and it's about engaging your audience to share with you what it is that they want to hear and what they want to talk about and relate to. So once you know which social networks you want to use for your business, the next step is to create the content plan. Again, you can use that, you can create that on Google document, on Canva. Really, it's up to you. Those are both great platforms to just start typing. You can have a physical planner, but I would suggest creating some images, putting them into a Google Drive folder or a Dropbox folder, and then creating a plan for the rest of your week to say, all right, I'm going to share a blog post that links to my website on Monday. I'm going to share maybe a motivational quote on Wednesday, or Wednesday, sorry, I can't speak today, wisdom tip for Wednesday, throwback Thursday, something nostalgic for your business, but keep it positive. So that's that, people.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was fantastic. You gave me such good things to think about as far as actually creating this calendar. So we'll see. No, I just got to stick with it. Thank you very much, Sarah. All right, so next up we have Mary St. Pierre. Mary joined BNI in 2005, and I would say almost all of us probably know Mary and know how many lives she has changed in that time. In addition to passing hundreds of referrals and logging over 1,200 CEUs, she is also credited with being thanked for hundreds of thousands of dollars in thank you for closed business through Just BNI Maine. So Mary, take it over.
Thank you so much, guys. I actually love what I do. I have done this for 22 years in marketing and advertising, and I will say that it's really has changed. That landscape has changed in 22 years. It used to be just the yellow pages or radio or television or the newspaper. That was pretty much it for your options. Now with all these new digital options, social media platforms, it's so important to be able to know what you're doing and be able to move and use those accordingly. Everything that Leanne and Sarah alluded to was exactly what is about Facebook algorithms. The Facebook algorithm is basically, in the basic definition, it means to decide the content that a user sees. It means basically they're set up so that people will stay on that platform. Facebook wants people to stay on there and scroll and scroll and scroll because they're being delivered what they want to see. They're being delivered the most relevant content and the most relevant ads and ad campaigns that will really reach the most people. So basically, just like Sarah was saying, you want to make sure that things are cohesive. You want to make sense with what you're posting. Because if you have an ad or you have a post about women's products like high heels, but you're targeting men, it really is not going to show up as often. It's really going to hurt your algorithms. It's going to hurt the way that you're posting. The algorithms for Facebook it's really complex, but it's basically through 4 basic factors. You're really there looking at inventory, meaning what do they have available in the newsfeed? What are those signals? How many times are you liking and commenting and sharing? What are those engagements from friends, messengers, replies to videos? What are those happening? What are those signals? predictions. Facebook can predict. So many times we've said it, you know, Facebook knows what I'm doing. I've talked about the fasting diet and then, oh, wow, they show up in my feed. Facebook knows. And that's because of those algorithms. Nearly three quarters of people don't realize that it's happening, but only a quarter of them say that what they've sent to them is wrong. Very few. So you've got a much higher propensity to have those predictions be correct. The score, every piece of content has a quality score. Exactly what Sarah was talking about, and Leanne as well, about having those quality pictures, having those things that really make better interactions, those higher likes, those higher clicks. Those will all work into those algorithms. The better your creative messaging lines up with your target audience, the more successful your campaign will be because of those algorithms. Go ahead. So making sure that you're optimizing your Facebook strategy. Facebook announced they updated algorithms. Shocker, it kind of happens like, it seems like every couple of minutes. So users' news feeds would need to be more focused to be able to make it more what they're supposed to be. Facebook is supposed to be a social platform for family, for friends, for groups. So it's really making it harder and harder for brands to be able to get their material in front of the desired audience. So you really need to make sure that you're staying ahead of those algorithms, making sure that you're working within the new updates. You know, their ranking factors are basically made to improve the experience for users. So that's why they keep doing this. Facebook has improved its ability to set out low quality content. So basically people that are doing things that are not Facebook friendly or they're clickbaits are tending to be a little bit more blocked out. Facebook is also beginning to prioritize the ads that you create, as Facebook can limit those number of campaigns. Again, you guys are right on point. You don't want to just constantly bombard people with posts and messages and posts and messages. You need to find that happy medium, and that's where that scheduling is really gonna, again, help with those algorithms. They've also updated how they rank their videos. They've also added additional features to Creator Studio so that you can actually track data, because that data is what it's all about. And Facebook is becoming increasingly sophisticated in their ability to recognize when it is those clickbaits or spam likes contents, because they don't want that for their overall feel of their site. Next. How does social media advertising work? It's brand awareness. It increases your online exposure, and it strengthens your SEO. So again, that's where using those algorithms and making sure that you're working within Facebook's parameters are really going to help your business be able to get more. When you're doing, you know, how are you engaging with people? How often are you asking questions, getting people to share, increasing your likes? How often are you posting without being too much? What is the quality? Basically, Facebook algorithms is all about quality over quantity. Next. Facebook is basically affected by 3 different kind of buckets. Quality rankings, making sure that the relevancy of the ads when you start doing ads on Facebook are going to your target audience and how well they're set up based on what you're trying to achieve. Are you looking for likes? Are you looking for link clicks? Are you looking to engage your listener? Again, all of those will help set up that algorithm for you so that it's going to work better. Engagement. Here it is again, all about the engagement, clicking, sharing, commenting. Make sure you're sharing and creating great content. Make the best online marketing strategies literally begin and end with great content. Know what you want them to do. Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to click? Do you want people to shop on your online store? Do you want them to respond? Know your audience. Post often enough, but also make sure that it counts. And timing is everything. Based on those rankings and evaluations, because Facebook is ranking you. They are basically looking at you and grading you. The higher your rankings are, the higher those evaluations come across, the better that your ads will show, the better that your posts will show. The more that you start going against some of those rules, the lower it will actually hold back your business and getting out there. Next. What makes a good Facebook ad? Make sure you're keeping the highest quality info and remaining within the 4 elements. Again, using those really high quality pictures that really put forth the right image, like Sarah was saying, is so important. Also, post text. Make sure when you're actually doing a Facebook ad, you're staying within 125 characters. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but this is where that link the clickbait kind of looks like. When you see an ad and it says, you could do ... That's a clickbait, and they're gonna smash you on it. It also goes against, don't also use you or your, because it makes people feel targeted, and it's against Facebook's sensitivity category and targeting policies. So when I say 125 characters, that's not 125 words. That's 125 total characters. That dot is a character, that space is a character, everything is a character, because you really want it to fit into that area. Character counts really matter. Too many words will ding you. Too much will end in, again, that ... and it comes out as negative. Your headline, make sure that it's catchy. Make sure it only has 40 characters. Again, it's got to fit in that area. Your newsfeed link, that's basically what's kind of going underneath it to further describe what you want. Like go see our new website, go check out our new video. Those kinds of things. Also, make sure that you've got a really great picture. Again, pictures say 1,000 words, but they can also say 1,000 wrong words about your business. Your single image on any of those Facebook ads, you really need to be a clear 1080 by 1080. And you want to make sure it's that size because it transfers to mobile and desktop, and you don't want a lot of writing and text on it. Those will get you dinged. If more than 20% of your picture is a text, they will ding you or just cancel it out. Your ads can be denied for that. They literally will not let you post them or will not show them. So really make sure that you're doing the quality and you're keeping the 20% rule. 20% less words. People really do react to pictures. Puppies, things that are relative to your business. If you're in a tick business and you have puppies and you have a picture of a tick, those are going to get definitely get some impressions for sure. Next. There's a lot of other important factors to consider. Redundancy. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, it will negatively affect your campaign. Again, due to redundancy and all those algorithms. Facebook knows. I'm telling you, it's really crazy, but we're learning it more and more every day. Frequency. Keep it fresh. Keep your creative fresh and watch your frequency. 3 to 4 times is best. Anything above that, again, will ding you. Focus. Make sure your focus is on the right person, the right ad on the right people. If you're an electrician and you're posting ads about going boating, probably not the best connection. So you really want things that make sense. What is relative? You know, having some kind of a post about, hey, what's the most, how many light bulbs do you use in your home? Have you found out, get people engaged. You're making sure that you're also reaching your right audience. Choose people that are within your target demo based on what your objective is. Again, go back to what are you looking to do? Are you looking to get more likes? Are you looking to do a contest to get more likes? And who are those people that you're trying to reach? Always ask people to share as well. Share your posts, share. It's really a huge way to increase those. And again, that all plays into your algorithms. Objectives, what are you looking for? Link clicks, awareness. Facebook knows your activities. They know what you're doing. They know what you've already clicked on. So they have all that data and information. They know what you're doing. They know what you're looking at. Did you click on those pictures of puppies? Yep, they're gonna send you some more puppies because that's what they know. They know you're a clicker on ads. You'll actually be able to, as a business, bid on who you want to serve your ad to because they have a higher chance of actually clicking on them. I've got a little bit more on the bottom of my screen. Use Facebook algorithms to make the most out of your campaigns and you're looking to achieve, and making the most out of your social media. Social media is a huge part of your marketing. It is so important. It's out there. And what Leanne said about making sure that your profile is filled out, huge. I cannot say that enough of how many times I've seen a business, I've looked at it, I've gone on to do a look at the about, and there's no information. There's no contact, there's no website, there's nothing else to get me to that next step with them, to make me take that next engagement with them. That is really, really important to make sure you're staying on top of. Also, longer campaigns tend to work better. The longer that your team has time to work through it and you continue to do the same kind of campaigns, the better they're going to work in the long run. Really, people, depending on what your business is, that buying cycle can sometimes be If you're a restaurant, that can be minutes and hours. But if you're selling a car or a home, that's a purchase that you're making once or twice every few years or once or twice in a lifetime. Keep that in mind with your campaigns and what you're putting out there, and making sure, again, you're reaching that right audience. Use Facebook's knowledge, use that data that they're going to gather about you to make sure that you're being able to reach everyone you want. Fill out, yes, Neil, perfect. Fill out your profiles. Make sure that information is so important. And Facebook sees those and sees what you're doing. So make sure that you're really paying attention to all of those different things. I know it's a lot of information. One of my biggest recommendations is if you don't feel comfortable about this, find somebody like Sarah, someone like myself, someone like Leanne that has no problem sitting down with you and kind of walking you through the basics, or find a team member that knows what they're doing. They'll really help you out and really take your business to the next level with your social media.
Awesome job, Mary. I don't have the reactions on it. So when you share your screen, you don't have the reactions. So I sit here and everyone does all the reactions and I get really jealous. So I'm like, all right. So thank you so much, Mary. That was fantastic information as always. I know algorithms were kind of something that you were like, oh, there's a lot to this. So you did fantastic, and we really.
Well, it's kind of like talking about insurance. You know, nobody wants to really hear about it, but unfortunately, you have to have it. It's really important for business.
I love that. Great. That was great. Great comparison. All right, and next we have Ms. Paula Mahoney. Paula joined BNI in 2005, and through the relationships she has made during her hundreds of one-to-ones, she has passed over $500,000 in thank you for closed business in BNI Maine. I don't even know if she knows that. Paula, take it away.
Well, thanks. Thanks everybody for tuning in. So before I get started, we've all been sitting for a while here. So I want everybody to just shake it out and relieve some of the stress of sitting. We're not used to doing all this focused Zoom stuff. So I was thrilled to be asked to talk today, primarily because I really feel like the whole world of marketing is making a big shift right now. So we're going to make a bit of a shift from talking about tactics and tools, and we're going to talk about the science behind it. Neil, so if you could, there we go. So I want to talk about the science of decision making and how it's very different right now as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the stay-at-home orders and remote working and isolation, and the uncertainty of anything beyond the next 15 minutes while the dog stays quiet. So anything that you have taken as kind of your tenets of marketing for the past however long your business has been ongoing, you know, you can toss it out the window right now because it doesn't play the same way as it did prior to, I'd say, mid-March. We don't really know where we're headed yet. We don't know if we'll go back to the same kind of easy, breezy, lemon squeezy decision making of a year ago. But right now, we know that there's a big difference. And so we're going to talk about that science and how to make your messages track with today's targeted audiences. Okay, Niels, let it rip. Okay, so since we're talking about content and hashtags, we built a whole bunch of hashtags into this. And I hope someone pays attention and figures it out at the end, what what the theme of the key hashtags will be. So now I've given you a clue. The world is very different. I've been saying to all of our clients since mid-March, welcome to the new world. We are here together and we're gonna go explore and find out what's out there for us to discover. Right now, all of us are dealing with a very high level of adrenaline and cortisol flowing through our bodies. And we're all somewhat in a fight or flight space in our lives. And that impacts our ability to process information. The science is we're in our reptile brains. Ordinarily, we like to think of ourselves as being capable thinkers of complex topics, and we use our executive functioning brain. But we're not there right now. Everybody is fight or flight. So if you take that and think about how your business or your message is received and understood, there are some things that we can do to make our messaging more successful. Number one on my list is to be thoughtful about who you're talking to. Listening right now is a giant opportunity, and we've been helping clients tune into what their customers and prospects are saying, and we've been finding new opportunities for them to address challenges that people are finding. So they've had new products and services that they've been able to create in the last 2 months, and that has meant new business. It's important right now to recognize that messages have very short shelf life. And it struck me that when I went back through the outline that I sent to Kelly just last Tuesday, I thought, wow, this feels a little off topic for right now. And it made me want to change it a little bit. So messaging is very, very short-lived right now. And I wonder how many of you remember in March when you started to see the automakers come out with their new ad campaigns. And they were offering ways where we could buy cars or get car service that we'd never really heard of before. But nobody was talking about big sales and lots on the lot and every color in the rainbow. Everybody was really thinking about where their customer was emotionally. And that's what we have to do every day as we're building new messages. We're not able to digest complex topics right now. So we have to keep our messages short and bite-sized so that you can grasp them quickly. It's also important to think about eye tracking, how the eye covers a page and what attracts someone's attention. Boldface, bullets, numbers, not long paragraphs of copy. As much as I love words, I know right now is a time where few is better. It's also a time to show gratitude. Employees have been through a heck of a lot. Customers have been through a heck of a lot. The world kind of switched on a dime back in the middle of March, and it's time to recognize how people have responded and risen to the occasion. How, for instance, banking customers who were used to walking in to the lobby now do everything online. And it's time to thank people for that. So showing appreciation for employees and customers, super important right now. Okay, Niels, thanks. And then just as importantly, there's some things not to do. I don't know if anybody heard the term tone deaf back in the latter half of March. But it became pretty apparent around the 1st of April when companies had not changed their advertising messages, that those old campaigns were outdated and they were insensitive. And they were super tone deaf. And it caused people to not trust and not feel associated with the brands anymore. They felt like they were not making connection with their customers. So it's really important to think about where your customer is today and what do they need to hear from you and how do you need to show that you care about their situation and are there to help them. And things just need to be simple. Lower image is a GIF, and sometimes it plays and sometimes it doesn't. But it's just a funny little story about being on a go-kart in a mall, and how things can get out of hand. People are overstimulated. They're in their reptile brains, and they can't stop and take a deep breath long enough to absorb complex information. So dialing it back to basics, thinking about your marketing in terms of the 100 level, or we used to have what I thought was an insulting way of talking about ad copy in catalog business. We used to write for the 8th grade education level. I think 8th graders are pretty smart, and I think most 8th graders are capable of comprehending pretty complex topics. But right now is not the time to show your extra intelligence in your advertising. Now is the time to build a bridge that goes even further toward where your customer is than you've ever in the past. Keep it simple. The KISS principle does apply, especially right now. Okay, Niels, next slide. So hopefully some people are getting an idea that we had a little Yoda theme going on. So hashtags are powerful tools. You know, not that long ago, we used to call them the pound sign. We used to call them the number sign. Does anybody remember that? But now they're hashtags, and they're a really cool tool for finding like-minded people on any topic that you might be interested in. My favorite story of how we've used hashtags at Words at Work is we needed to make an ad a few years ago for United Insurance. Actually, Amanda's on this call. And it was to run during the Olympics programming. And it was fall, I think. It might even have been August. Where do you find video of winter fun in August, even in Maine? So we very astutely, I won't take credit for it, it was somebody on my team, went to Instagram and we searched Maine winter fun as a hashtag. And we found all sorts of video content. And we got all sorts of people to agree to let us use their video clips and include them into an ad, a 30-second spot, which we then turned into a TV ad for United Insurance. And it was great because it was exactly what we wanted. Local Maine people having fun all through the winter in various times of outside activities. So that's one way that you can use hashtags. You can use hashtags to attract attention for your brand or your company name. And to do that, if you have a big following, it's pretty easy. If you don't have a big following, one way to do it is to find a popular hashtag that relates to your business or your industry, and then start posting with that hashtag plus your personal hashtags that are more specific about your business. Over time, it's not going to happen in a day, but over time, if you keep that practice up, you'll start gaining followers to your own hashtags. So then there's the thought of posting to popular hashtags. If you go to best-hashtags.com, or if you just Google today's top trending hashtags, you'll find all sorts of free websites where you can search hashtags. I use different ones at different times. They change over time. But basically, you can look up hashtags that are specific to your industry, or just, you know, what's popular today. One that I like, and I thought I was very clever 3 or 4 years ago, I started posting my photos with the hashtag I get to live here. And if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you would have seen photos with that hashtag. I thought I made it up. Ha ha ha. Little did I know, 10 million people use that hashtag. Now, I have had occasion where I post a picture, hashtag I get to live here, and if I immediately go and check that hashtag on Instagram, I can find my picture among the hundreds of thousands of other hashtag I get to live here images that get posted every day. But if I look today for what I posted last week, it's going to take me hours to find it. So what's the use of using that hashtag? Well, it's kind of fun. What I should do is add to it hashtag Portland, Maine, or hashtag words at work, or hashtag Atlantic Coast, or a million other things that would be specific to where I am that day. And then I would slowly accumulate people. I would start to move people out of I get to live here over to my own personal hashtag. But imagine me thinking that I might be clever enough to come up with a unique hashtag. There are no new words or phrases. So should you use capitalization or should you not? Well, I don't think there's a definitive answer to that. But the question is, do you want someone to be able to understand what you're saying? So you can see here, hashtag there is no try. If that didn't have the capital I, the capital N, and the capital T, you might not be able to really read it, especially if it was quite a bit longer. It would take longer for you to figure it out. Sometimes when I'm in my reptile brain and I'm making up a hashtag because I'm kind of cranky and I want to make a point, like the kitchen is still a mess, I don't put in capitalization because I really don't care. If somebody wants to read my hashtag, they can. I know no one's going to follow that hashtag, although probably someone does. But if you're hashtagging about your business or your product, or you're trying to create awareness around a certain cause, I would definitely use capitalization. And just a little note for those of you who like to add to your knowledge of punctuation, this style of capitalization where the first letter of each word is capitalized is called camel case. And if you think about it, those capitals make like a camel's hump in its back. So you can remember that, hopefully, that camel case is the leading letter of each word capitalized. Okay, Niels, I can't see the bottom of my slide there. Whoops, did we miss anything? Let's see. Nope, I think that is good. Okay, at the end. So a little more information. Who can decipher this hashtag? FMI, hopefully. A little, you want to think about hashtags for your industry, hashtags with purpose. I also want to put a word in right now for having a very special second look before you click post for any hashtags or content that you develop right now. See if accidentally there's something about your content or your message that might feel hurtful to someone else in ways that you couldn't have imagined. Because we're all in our reptile brains right now, everybody's super sensitive. And instead of being able to take things with a grain of salt the way we might ordinarily, people are very reactionary and short-fused. So you don't want that to accidentally be backlash for your business. So when in doubt, don't post it. Wait, is what I would say. So thanks, everybody.